Well, hope all you're doing well. Playing some Outer Wilds. Hey, everybody. Apologies for being a bit late. I was out with my dad for some dinner, and it was really good dinner, and I am stuffed. Just absolutely. So, yeah, we're gonna keep exploring around and hanging out and just chatting, see where the game may take us. Trying to remember full on what we had before. Also, I did notice that we did get a new follow while I was offline, so thank you for the follow, whomever it was. I think it was Sithor something? Sithor Blackcoat, that's what it was. Wait, was it Sithor? Yes, Sithor Blackcoat. Thank you. Thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. So, yeah, trying to remember what all it was that... I think I kind of hit a wall regarding progress, or at least new knowledge that I could gain. We had a moment of progress when it came to like the interloper, I think, but that might have been a couple streams ago. See, I'm trying to remember. I guess I'll wake up and see. Okay. So, we have like a few things, and only really a few things left on the information map that we can really look at regarding progress. So, let's take a look. We have the Ash Twins project, the Interloper core, the vessel, and the Quantum Moon. Those are the only 4 things that I've got left regarding the rumor mapping. And I think it was of those, the Ash Twin project was the one I was trying to figure out the most. Along with like the Lakebed Cave situation with the Ember Twin. So I'm gonna see if I can give that a look. Because for some reason, like I don't know what it is, but I'm having kind of a hard time figuring out the deal with the Lakebed Cave. Like I don't know what it's asking of me. So we'll have to see. So I think, god damn it, again? Really? I don't know why it's only ever happened with this game and not any others. Granted, I don't have any other games that I play that have a left stick click in situation, but for some reason with this game, whenever I have my controller in, I have to plug it out and plug it back in because for some reason it chooses to stop registering my controller's left stick. Everything else is fine. It's literally just clicking in the left stick that it decides, like, nah fam, no, that doesn't register. So bizarre. Alright, now. So we're here on Ember Twin. Let's head to that quantum shard. Because, yeah, we have a quantum shard thing to look at for the Lakebed Cave, and I'll try and see what, if anything, can be parsed about that, but I think I'm at a loss with that one. I really am. So I saw you've been having a bit of a struggle with some things. Yeah. For one thing, this. So, you know, attach your... I figured out, like, oh, attach your scout to it to figure out where it goes regarding the location that it goes to. And, yeah, that's kind of the deal with that. The problem is I can probably show you my map. I can go ahead and show you my map to show you what I've been chipping away at. Also, Sathor, thank you for the follow. I was off stream, so I couldn't say anything, but thank you for the follow. I really appreciate it. Alright, so my ship's over here. But yeah, I've got a good amount of... I'd like to say I'm pretty good on the progress that I've made with this. This is my current map of the rumor stuff. And literally, the only things I have left is Quantum Moon, Vessel, Interloper, Ash Twin Project. And then there's like this one bit of the lake bed cave stuff that I just can't figure out, because I've been there. I've been to the lake bed cave, but for some reason, like, despite me having actually gone there, it's not saying like, oh no, there's still stuff to explore. Like, what's left? It's like, do I need to go to a specific spot that the shard here... Let's see, my shard's there, but that's where... That's in the Sunless City. I think much like with High Energy Lab, you're overcomplicating the solution a bit in your head. Maybe. I might very well be. I may be overthinking it, because... You know... I overthought it with the jellyfish in the core of Giant Steep, which I did manage to get to, as you could see. And I overthought it with, and I overthought it on the Sun Station. I ended up making it there. So, yeah, I totally get that. It's just... Man, it just makes you feel silly, because it's like, oh, it turns out it was actually way easier than I made it, you know? Like, for instance, I had to end up brute forcing the Black Hole Forge thing to finally get information on that. Like, I managed to actually get information from the Black Hole Forge project regarding, like, oh, this is what it's about and all that stuff. But the solution that the way that I came about the solution would probably make some people that really love this game cringe. What I ended up doing was taking my ship, and after having the Black Hole Forge go up into the ceiling in Brittle Hollow, I wedged my ship between a wall and the Black Hole Forge itself, and then I hopped out of the ship and then had the gravity things just kind of suction cut me onto the thing. So, yeah, not an elegant solution, but I got my information, and I was finally pleased to get it. Alright, how the hell do I get... Okay, so it's about 40-ish meters down. I am those people, and I watched you do it on YouTube. It's not the intended way, but it works. Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm proud of how I had to brute force that, you know? I like to say that I tried to be puzzle-ish in that sense, but yeah. And we'll get you at least figure out if it means we've done eventually. Yeah. Alright. So since I've actually done the Black Hole Forge part, I gotta ask, how is that supposed to be done? Like, how is it that the player is supposed to be able to make it up to the Black Hole Forge in Brittle Hollow? Because evidently, I did it a very... I did it in a method that... I did it in a way that was not the intended... yeah. Because I was very impatient, and I was like, I want to make some progress regarding what I'm doing here. Because if I don't, then I'm just going to be sitting here with my thumb up my ass, you know? Alright. You realize it in the course of figuring out something else you'll have to do, I think. Oh, well, that'll be fun. Also, I think I bungled this a little bit. Right? Yes, I bungled this. Because this is also one of the spots that the quantum shard can appear in. And it's really hilarious, too, because I think of the moments where I did find out the solution to some things, and then I get presented with all of the facts about something, and then I make it harder for myself. For no reason. Alright, so my scout is somewhere in there. You sure? Are you sure all of the spots the shard goes are even reachable outside? See, I was under the impression that I would have to go underground at some point. I understand that much. It's just I don't know how I would be able to get to it through the Sunless City, because the only underground passageway stuff that the Sunless City even really lets you go through is the one that gets you to the anglerfish fossil, which also which brings into the thing I should also mention. I really am skittish about going back to fucking Dark Bramble, because when I saw, like, okay, the vessel is actually in one of those little pocket dimensions, and it's got a red light because of the emergency light. Fair, you know, emergency lights, they last longer than a normal light. They're supposed to be lit up whenever all other power's gone. I go in, see two anglerfish pretty much like spawn killing the entrance like a Call of Duty player, and they come straight at me, and I'm like, ha, no, and back out. And then I realized, oh, backing out of one of those little pocket dimensions can make it makes it so that you're just back out in space again. Okay, well, now that the towers are actually unveiled, I'm gonna hold off on the lake bed cave. But yeah, if there is a route to the other caves that the shard gets to that I likely have not seen it. Yes, Bramble is very wibbly wobbly, spacey wacy. Yeah, it's a very interesting idea. In fact, that's the big compliment that I would definitely give regarding the devs and what they've done with this solar system. They've made each of these planets very, very unique. They've made each of these super cool in their own way, and really make this feel like a star system that has an ecosystem that just is so varied. Which I guess is the appeal for sci-fi as opposed to tropes and fantasy, you know? With sci-fi, you're basically doing more spacey stuff, which means you've got a lot more wiggle room as far as what you can make possible. Whereas in fantasy, you know, you've got more of the Tolkien-esque tropes that you're kind of more used to. Your elves, your dwarves, your tieflings, your giants, all that stuff. Your trolls. And yeah, you know, I may prefer fantasy over sci-fi, but I can definitely understand why some people would choose to be a bit more into one than the other. Also, so due to me reaching the Black Hole Forge, I know that now Ember and Ash Twin are counted as one celestial body. So what I'm wondering is, how in the hell does the teleport work here? Like, because this is apparently how I'm supposed to get into the core of Ash Twin. Because of the protective shell, I can't get in any other way. So, how does the teleporter work anywhere? Well, it works whenever a black hole core and a white hole core are perfectly aligned with each other. That's not... Please? No, 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 no. Sand pile, please, no. Yeah, and I can't just stand on that sand pile because of that. So... And if they're counted as one celestial body, then how in the shit am I supposed to be able to... Like, do I go on to Ember Twin and then teleport to Ash Twin Project from there? Because that's how I got to the Sun Station, is that I teleported to it from here. Like, unless I must be missing something. For certain. So Sun Station, and I've seen the other towers, so I know what they represent, thanks to the Black Hole Forge and the High Energy Lab. And the other thing is that thanks to me going into the core of Giant's Deep, I now know for certain that there's a third statue that causes the time loop stuff that me and the other astronaut from Timberhearth are caught in. So I get the feeling that if I go into the Ash Twin Project, I may encounter the person that the statue is attuned to, so to speak. So I'm going to take a look again. So, Advanced Warp Core was approved for installation in the central chamber of Ash Twin. So if it... Does the central chamber have its own warp spot then? Like, is it not this tower that... It might not be that tower that it's corresponded to. In that case, then which is its warp point? Is it... This one wouldn't be it, right? This is Giant's Deeps. Because, hold on, that is supposed to be... I know which one Timberhearth is. This one, I think, is... This one, I think, is Brittle Hollow. That, I think, is Giant's Deep because it's supposed to represent the cyclones. Or the water spouts, if I'm going to be using the correct term for nautical stuff. Hey, Combo. I'm still hitting my head against the wall here. Where on their respective planets do these teleporters go? To their warp pads with white hole cores that act as the point of exit. Gonna leave in about 10? Okay, that's fine. I mean, I was late for stream, so I have no real excuse. I blame the fact that my dad took me to a really good Indian restaurant. Like, my God. I had this chicken curry sauce dish, and we even had these oven-baked drumsticks that came with this one came with like an herbal dressing. Oh my God. Oh, it was so good. Okay, so the teleporters take you to... Where are the warp pads on each planet? Have you tried? The warp pads. I've seen the one on Brittle Hollow. I've seen the one on Ember Twin. I believe I've seen the one on Timberhearth. Dark Bramble, of course, does not have any because it is Dark Bramble. Ash Twin, I haven't seen Ash Twin's warp pad, but I think maybe that might be because its warp pad is inside. Because, you know, Ash Twin is meant to act as act as like a transport station for everybody. So, yeah, I don't really know what I'm missing here. Because the warp pad for Ember Twin is near the high energy lab. The warp pad for Brittle Hollow is near the North Pole, or one of the snow caps of the planet. I forget where Timber Hearths is, and I think Giant's Deeps is near the construction yard. So yeah, if the point of exit is in the... So if the point of exit for this one is inside of the planet, then why am I not warping then? I'm trying to advocate for more experimental exploration of this rather than theoretical. I know, and I understand that this might be frustrating to watch. But I really feel like I really feel like I'm trying to... I feel like I'm trying to make 3 rights when I could have taken a left. You know what I mean? So, and I've read the scroll for that wall, so that didn't really help with anything. And staying on this isn't exactly the best idea in the first place, because the sand will have me kind of start flying up. Alright, here it comes again. I mean, if they're treated as one body, then surely this ought to be the trick, right? Oh god. That's to be expected. Yeah, I got nothing. I got nothing. And now there's too much sand on Ember Twin to figure out how the quantum shard stuff there works. Sorry for that. I got a push notification that got the game froze. Just tabbed me out of the game automatically. Alright, so... I mean, there's no sand left on... There's no sand left on here. Well, would Ember Twin make a once-over? Come on, make a once-over. If I don't have sand trying to drag me up, will it teleport then? This is a head-scratcher. Because the Ash Twin project feels like it's the big thing that you gotta... Like, one of the big things you gotta discover, because it's the Ash Twin project that even initiates the probe cannon to launch and destroy that thing. So, it's important to get to. From the sounds of it. It's just... I don't know how. I don't know how. Like, I feel like I have all the Lego pieces, but I'm missing the instruction booklet, if you get my drift. I'm just so confused. And, well, you're not wrong. Then what am I missing? If that's really most of the deal, then what am I missing then? This song is stuck in my head, bruh. Yeah, there's some good tracks. The title theme I really like. I really like the title screen theme for when you're starting up the game. Alright. Well, besides Ash Twin Project, I know I have the Quantum Moon stuff. I've Been Everywhere by Hank Show will not leave my mind. Every time I hear I've Been Everywhere, I keep thinking of the Johnny Cash song, and only because and I only think about that song so frequently because when I worked as a tech assistant for my community school district in the summer, one of my coworkers had this playlist that was Hank Snow version is way, 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 way better. Listen, I don't want to hear those lyrics ever again. I really don't. Like, I don't care for country music in general, but this dude just had... It was like either remixes of some YouTuber themes that got really tired after a while, or it was a bunch of Johnny Cash stuff, which wasn't my thing and also got old after a while. Like, his playlist never changed. Ever. Like, I got so, like, tired of his music that most of the time I would try to be separated from him on a given project just so I can listen to my own stuff. It's like... Ugh. Also, Blood Upon the Riser is stuck in my head, too. My big song that's stuck in my head recently is Guns for Hire from the Arcane OST. That's what's been in my noggin for a while. But yeah, the Quantum Moon stuff. Need to land on the South Pole. At least that's what, according to it said on this. Let's explore the sixth location must be on the moon's North Pole. Problem is, I don't exactly know what it means by North Pole. And if it's meaning like, oh, you need to land like directly on it, not just fly into the fly into it and then land. Where does it say anything about landing? Well, many Nomai went on a pilgrimage carried by the sixth location. To explore the sixth location, the shrine... This doesn't feel the same without the Mario music. Yeah. Where does it say anything about... Wait, so you don't land on the Quantum Moon? Wait. Hold on. No. But would I have to be on a quantum shard then? But that doesn't make any sense. I tried that. Wait. Huh? Okay. So I guess that presents the theory that maybe you teleport to the quantum moon as opposed to landing on it. But if that's the case, then how? How do you teleport to it then? I mean, have you tried landing on the quantum moon at all? Yes, I've tried. I've tried. Like, I've gone through its hazy, cloudish aesthetic, only for me to just pass right through, which, let me tell you, is really terrifying. It's like the equivalent of driving on a really foggy road, only for it to just completely dissipate in like 2 seconds, and suddenly you're on like a freeway. That's what it felt like. Trying to think, then Yeah, you have to... Yeah, you'd have to make the whole moon not suddenly quantum move away. Well, I tried... Okay, so that... I'm a dumbass. I nearly suffocated myself. Well, I know this, the move that I did that solved the quantum puzzle stuff in the tower on Giant's Deep. You know, I launch my scout, and that acts as a camera onto it, which then keeps it from teleporting because it's still within sight. And I tried using my ship's scout on the quantum moon, but all that displayed was static. So that clearly wasn't it. That clearly was not the idea. So in that case, what? How do I keep it? Oh, this game. I mean, I like this game. I like this game. It's done a lot of really cool ideas and stuff, but man, it's cryptic. All right, I need to move fast while the before the sand really starts to come down. All right. All right, where'd it go? Okay, that's the lake bed cave. That's where I went. Yeah, I went there, and I also experienced the moment of the skeletons getting up, thanks to the quantum, thanks to like the objects absorbing the quantum essence, as it were, and that almost scared the shit out of me. Like that nearly got me because it was like a moving mannequin situation, or more of a weeping angel from Doctor Who's situation. Okay, where did it go this time? So it's down there. So I definitely need to be underground for this, and the only underground spot I can think of is the Sunless City. I don't mean to impose anything on you here. I honestly just get the feeling you were kind of frustrated last video, and I think it'd be a shame to stop because of it. I'd be lying if I said I didn't feel a tad frustrated regarding the process, because it's like, I understand a puzzle game's not supposed to, you know, tell your solutions outright, but I do feel like I've been given a Lego set that I'm supposed to complete, but I'm given no real good guiding instruction booklet to figure it out. Like, I am a trifle miffed, as it were, regarding the lack of direction. And I get that it's intentional, and I totally understand why people like that. I'm completely fine with it too. It's just, I just feel like sometimes the game can kind of, the game just stuck me in a room full of Lego pieces and then just opened up its infinite newspaper, and here I am trying to figure out a solution for it. It's like, you know, game, could you look down from your newspaper for like 2 seconds to help me out here? But, you know, the descriptions and everything, as much as they have helped to some extent, aren't really helping me much right now. Okay, so Stepping Stone Cave. This is the only area that is like an expanse on the underground, as far as I know. So, that's ground floor. And now the sand's rising. And of course, up top one of these areas is the anglerfish fossil that I encountered. Or skeleton, more like. That leads back to the Sunless City. There's no passageways or anything, so this probably isn't what I'm supposed to be looking for. But yeah, I would be like, I'm not gonna lie to you guys about my feelings on a game whenever push comes to shove. If I get frustrated at something, I'll admit that I get frustrated at something. And you know, I don't really give two shits about my gamer cred. You know? Like, oh, haha, streamer couldn't figure out puzzle moment and got pissy about it. It's like, yeah, I got pissy for a reason, though. You know, like, I like to think that I don't get pissy super easily at video games. It's just sometimes when I feel like the game is kind of taking me for a ride and not really telling me where the destination is, I feel a little like, you could let me in on it a little bit, you know. Okay, so this just leads back to the Sunless City. This just is like the back door to somebody's house. And then we've got just a crevice there, but that doesn't lead it to anything. And yeah, this is just the back door to this is the back door into someone's home. Yeah. So that stepping stone cave spot is definitely not what I'm looking for. It's the anglerfish fossil overlook. And yeah, this was where we launched the scouter into the anglerfish's mouth to use stepping stone cave to get up to there. And this was the... Yeah, this was the gravity cannon, so I'll just head out through here. I'll just head out through here and get to Ash Twin Project, or attempt Ash Twin Project again. Wait. Is that a thing that leads to somewhere? Through all the cacti? I'm gonna test something. That's the internals of a cactus. I don't think that's what I need. No. And... is that an entrance to somewhere? Oh, but if it was, then it's definitely not usable. I feel like you've been given a Lego set for a Lego car and a picture of what it's supposed to look like, and you're not understanding how to put it together because if you just stick the blocks together, you won't actually move by itself. Yeah, like I just don't understand what I'm being asked to... I'm not understanding the process. Like, I don't know. Like, I can totally understand the liking of this game to be cryptic in regards to how you make your own progress, but a little direction's never a bad thing. Even if it's something as subtle as, like I'm not asking to, like, highlight a planet and be like, hey, since you're going to be going through your first space exploration, maybe you should go check out the moon. You know, I'm not asking for it to be telegraphed, but some help wouldn't hurt, I think. Okay. So now some sand has gone up from here. Land closer to the towers. There we go. Perfect. Stop sliding. I mean, that's the ship log. Right, and I've read the ship log. And I get that it's something that involves having to be on the warp panel or something, but here I stand, and nothing. And the white hole, and I did look at the white hole station, but all that does is just teleport me to Brittle Hollow. I mean, unless there's like a warp point onto Ember Twin that takes me into Ash Twin, but I don't think that's the case. I think this is the only method. Like, I'm feeling the best way I could convey my feelings right now about this game is that I'm feeling the way with this game that I felt at Celeste near the end of that game. Because I played Celeste a few years ago, and you know, I liked it. I thought, you know, the themes and everything were good, but my enjoyment of the game's themes and all that kind of took a bit of a hit when the game just kind of felt like it was kicking me in the nuts and telling me to like it, or to at least be grateful that it wasn't wearing knife shoes or something. You know what I mean? Like, I like, that's honestly the best way I could describe it sometimes. Like, with certain games, you just have this, you just have either no real indication of direction, which is for people that like that, and for others it's blistering difficulty because, you know, people and games journalists do, like, is this the Dark Souls of X thing? So, though I am enjoying this game, my enjoyment of it is kind of being tested. My enjoyment of it is being tested with how much of the banging my head against the wall I'm doing. Yeah, see? It takes me over here. It took me to, Ember Twin. So... Wait. No. No. See, that worked because I... Okay, so I believe that worked because my, ship... Or because the roof of that tower was not, getting hit by the sand like the, you know, like the Ash Twin project was. But now, I'm kind of marooned. Oops. That sounds reasonable. Yeah, like, I'm not saying that I'm gonna hate the game because of how much trouble I'm having, but I will say that my enjoyment is being tested with how the game is making me think. I will say the puzzle for entering the ATP is probably the hardest one of the game, but some others, like the Ember Twin Shard, ATP and interloper, you are definitely overthinking. Okay, so I'm gonna start over because I just got separated from my ship. So not ATP the second time. I meant to say the high energy lab. Right. So the thing about the interloper, I think I found the core of it. I didn't, but the reason why it's a question mark still is because I haven't gone to the core directly. What I ended up doing, so what happened with the interloper was I managed to get through the fissure in the surface that the Nomai went down, and I saw all of the ghost matter that was spattered all over the place like caltrops, or caltrops, pointy things on ground. And upon going into it, I was right, caltrops? Okay, good. So I descended further. I found one of the passageways that I was able to sort of ice physics my way down, and then I see this green energy thing. And knowing how I've died to ghost matter before, I thought, yeah, I'm just gonna not go down there yet. And I decided to launch my scout down there instead. And it looks walkable, but I'm imagining that I have to find a particular entryway into the core that doesn't instantly kill me. So, yeah. And then my theory about the interloper is that it's essentially like a ghost matter comet that over time, as it passes the sun and then goes back into the outer areas of the solar system, it keeps melting and freezing over and over again, which would explain why ghost matter appears on all of these other planets and even on... Actually, no. Not on Dark Bramble, but it appears on other planets because of the... I'm forgetting my words. Because of the erosion, like the constant freezing, the constant melting and freezing again made the erosion just all the stronger, and each time it melted when it got close to the sun, ghost matter particles just kind of got tossed across the solar system to different places, and, you know, voila, you now have ghost matter in spots that probably wouldn't have had them if it wasn't for the interloper. So, what I imagine I'm going to right now, or what I imagine the interloper is every time I go to it, is that I'm going into what is nothing but ghost matter. So, I don't know how much more insight I could gain by going into the core, you know, now that I have that theory. If I remember right, the only way you have to tell where ghost matter will hurt you is the crystal on the ground. Yeah, like, crystal on the ground, and your suit will indicate, like, hey man, ghost matter's nearby. So, that's the current prevailing theory I have about the interloper. Just an entire rock made of ghost matter that is something that you can't necessarily... just something that you can't really go near because, you know, touching it is like... it's like white phosphorus, as... it's like sci-fi white phosphorus. Alright, so... that's one of the caves it went to. I would recommend maybe taking another look at the patch of ghost matter in the starting village. The patch of... like the tutorial ghost matter spot? What would I have missed there? Because I know I could launch my scout onto it. You can always launch your scout into hazardous areas, but... I imagine that the danger radius, so to speak, on ghost matter is like not super huge when it comes to an individual crystal, but since more often than not ghost matter is like there's never just one thing of ghost matter. It'll just be a big old chicken pox of the planet kind of situation. What detail would I have missed? Also, what I don't have... So, from what I can gather, the Ash Twin project thing, like, that is the spot that I used to get to the Ash Twin project. But, for some reason, I can't... Well, I mean, I know I can't warp now. It's because of the... it's because the sand is causing me to essentially lose the ability to teleport onto it comfortably. Like, I could do it with the Sun Station and Ember Twin because of the sand, because the towers still had their roofs on them, you know? I could still do that. Whereas with Ash Twin, I don't have that. The tower doesn't have a roof. So how the hell am I supposed to make it over? Like, the only thing I can really think of as far as a solution goes is to park my ship on top and have that take the brunt of the sand calling it back up. I would call that an accurate summary of the situation, at least. Yeah, I'm not a science person, but I can at least theorize. So, let's take stock. Let's really take stock again. Lakebed Cave, I have nary a clue about that. Quantum Moon, I did what I could with the scout to see if I could make it stay in place so I could have landed, but apparently you're not supposed to land on it. The vessel, I am not even going to attempt the vessel. Not for a while. I'm not going back into Dark Bramble again. Because the thing is, I don't even think it's possible for me to even get to it. Because I launched my scout into the pocket dimension that the vessel is in, and there's anglerfish on all of the entrances. All of them. Like, they're Call of Duty style spawn killing me there. I don't want to go into that. Like, that's not the kind of fish in a barrel that I enjoy. So I'm putting a massive delay on going to the vessel. I'm not even sure what any other insight that I could do or could even gain. And then subsurface energy reading. I merely suggest there was nothing that talked about landing on the Quantum Moon and that you had to do it anywhere in specific. Right. So, if I don't land on the Quantum Moon, I warp to it. But where from? Also, there's definitely more stuff in Dark Bramble, but sure, you can wait with that. Listen, you've seen the anglerfish. You know how little visibility you get with that and how you essentially are just left adrift. With no visibility and veritable death all around you. Like, I've talked to Feldspar, I figured out the jellyfish thing. All that's left in Dark Bramble, as far as I know, is the vessel, unless like somehow there's something quantum related in Dark Bramble, which I don't know how that would relate. And then so, advanced warp core for installation, central chamber. Right. corresponding storage unit. And the storage unit is the statues, the councils that judge my post cringe, as I keep calling them whenever I see a projection stone of them. And I've pretty much gotten everything that there is to get on this side of the map. I even have the coordinates for the Eye of the Universe, which I imagine is the indicator of the last thing in the game, is that you find the Eye of the Universe. But it's not really giving me coordinates for it, so what I think is maybe the 6th location takes me close enough to the Eye of the Universe. But then wait, why would they launch probes though if they would be that close anyway? If they figured... Well, first thing, let's check out my presenting idea of park ship on top of this tower so that I can warp. Because from everything that I've attempted, like if the tower still has a roof over it, then I can warp. But Ash Twin doesn't have a roof, so the best that I can do is just clog it with a ship. Maybe... No, there's no way I could park my ship inside the tower. Like, I can't do Brittle Hollow on that one. Alright, so I think it was 3 circuits? Yes. So, here we are with the ship. Park it here. There's that nice old quantum moon. Let's find out how solid a clog the ship will make. Yep. This is about as God, this feels like the equivalent of duct taping a rip in your couch closed. Like, it's not elegant in any capacity, but it's literally my only idea I have that might work. Because if anything, the ship will get dragged up first before I do, because that's what happened before with the ship. Was that I parked it on top of one of the towers, and then it got dragged to Ember Twin and left me marooned here. Also, I should probably take my scout back. So yeah. Please don't go anywhere, ship. Please. And if this doesn't work and I get marooned again, I'm gonna have to restart the run, and then I'll take a look at the ghost matter. And I should mention, I'm not going to plan on a super long stream of this because I do have my classes tomorrow, so I'd like to sleep at a normal time. So it's probably going to only be about 2 hours or so, maybe 2.5, depending on how close to the end I may or may not be. And if I'm still not any closer to figuring out a solution, then frankly I'll have no idea what else I can do. All right, here it comes. Will this work? Well, theoretically, you're never more than 20 minutes to the end, right? It did not work. It didn't work. It didn't work. Should have used more duct tape. Yeah. Should have probably put some Gorilla Glue on the ship. Okay, so... Well, now what? Do I take a black hole core with me onto Ash Twin and then that keeps me grounded? Because now there's enough sand that I can't get into the high energy lab. So that's a lost deal. All right, if you know what, fuck it. Let's try for the interloper again, since it looks like it's getting closer to the sun now. And once more, my controller decides to not read the left clicking stick. And I know it's just with the left stick because I was playing Devil May Cry 5 earlier today, and I was clicking or no, it's just with this game, because for some, like I was able to do it in Devil May Cry 5 fine by locking onto enemies. Nope, never mind. Can't get onto the interloper. Okay, well in that case, let's go to Timberhearth and see if that patch of ghost matter may bring about something that I'm missing here. And that's where the bramble seed landed. Look at that. Expert landing. Okay, so I think it was over there, last I checked. Okay. Ghost matter nearby. Wait. Okay, so when something passes through it, it leaves a fart cloud. So wait, what am I missing here? Danger inside the fence is a pocket of ghost matter, a strange, dangerous substance that's invisible to the naked eye. The good news is that you can detect ghost matter with a camera. Moving through ghost matter is uniquely painful and will probably kill you. Don't complain to me if you hurt yourself fooling around. Okay, so it's not the rock itself that kills you. It's the fart cloud that the rock exudes. Okay. Oh, yeah, this kid throwing rocks. Okay. So it's not the rocks, it's... Well, it should be partially the rocks that I avoid. But that's good to know, actually. So ghost matter is invisible. So the rocks aren't the ghost matter, it's just radiation of ghost matter that it does. Interesting. Okay, well with that being the case, It still doesn't... Yeah, I've got the feeling you were missing the detail, which does affect navigating the interloper somewhat. Right. Right. So now... So now that I know that... But then wait, how am I supposed to figure out how to get to the core of the interloper then if it's... Well, it's invisible, so I use my scout to essentially cause it to gas out, so to speak. But then... I am blanking. I'm blanking so hard. So, if that's the case, then... What is it that I'm supposed to do? Like, I imagine that I'm supposed to go to a spot on the interloper that doesn't have the gas. That isn't gassy. But... And there's this fucking thing. Like, only other solution I can think of is to have my scout go in my stead. Like, to wait for the loop, so that then it's like, oh, the scout's now inside of Ash Twin Project, and I just take a bunch of pictures. Because the scout, as far as I know, it suction cups onto things. Because that worked, and by extension, I imagine all the other planets work now in the same manner, but they only work because they have roofs. You know, like they have roofs that keep the sand from making the protagonist go wee. Using your scouts certainly sounds like an idea. Well, the sun's about to explode, or it's close to exploding, so... Better late than never, I guess, as far as solutions go. Oh, and by the by, I did, the way that I managed to get to the warp point on the sun station, I navigated via damage boosting with my suit through all the cacti. I know that's not the right solution, but I did it anyway because I thought it would be a good idea. And I was right. Alright, might as well be in the safety of my own ship while I'm doing this. Alright. Do you know the right solution, though? No. Aha! So it is the roof. Okay. So this is the Ash Twin Project. So I was right. I was right about all that. So then how the fuck do I warp there without getting dragged away by the sand? God damn it, Anakin Skywalker's right. Sand is a pain in the ass. It is coarse and rough and gets everywhere. Oh, wait. Wait, why is it moving? Oh, the protective shell must have like a ring on the inside of it that keeps it moving. Alright. Well... I know that that worked. And I know that I was correct to an extent. Now, the only thing is, how the hell do I stay on there so that I don't end up getting get dragged off by sand? Because the scout stays because it latches onto a surface. So I essentially need to stay put for the warp core to actually warp me. So how do I how do I stay put in the spot then? Do you need to stay on the pad the entire time to be warped? Well, not the entire time, no, but I need to at least be on... No, because there's like a 5-degree margin of error that the warp pad can be accounted for. Like, the warp pad doesn't... Like, they don't need to be exact, but considering how large that sand column is, I don't see any other method. Like... Because unless I, like, wait for it unless I can manage to get warped on just before the sand column comes through, but that didn't work. That didn't end up working. Where'd the interloper go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? This fisheye lens is disorienting me. There it is. Yeah, clearly the alignment happens sometime while the sand column is there. And I can't exactly stop the sand column. That's part of the deal with that planet. Alright. So I might as well land on the interloper to get that little loose thread tied a little bit. Okay, let's land on it in a neat and orderly manner. Neat and orderly. Alright, now I just gotta wait for it to get close to the sun. So yeah, I think it was like a 5-degree margin of error, 5-degree margin of capacity that it would take for the warp core to be aligned, quote unquote. So like maybe I go into the tower after it's like just passed over? But that still brings in the prospect of me possibly getting dragged up, so I'm... There we are. All right. Yeah, I can see the clouds that the dark matter is supposed to encompass. And that just leads to like some kind of passageway. I forget exactly which passageway I went down when I first made it here, though. This one. It was that one. So do I go into... I guess I gotta go into this one or this one. Where does this one lead? Okay, that leads to death. And that leads to the same spot. Okay, so it's one of these two holes that I need to go into. Which one's safer? Probably that one, because I can fall into it as opposed to this, which I have to navigate. But that's a cloud. And that's also a cloud. So this one was the only safe one that I could travel down. And that led to the hole that I was sending my scout down. In that case, then... What about this one? What about this one? Okay, that just loops back around here. Alright. So that has a poison cloud, and those two have poison cloud routes. This is the only one that doesn't. Wait. Oh, no, it leads back over here. Oh. Okay, so all of these except that one lead back to this chamber. If I could call it that. So this is the only one that's actually traversable and takes me somewhere else. Also, I think my ship is gone. Where's my ship? Yeah, it's gone. All right. Well, now you've landed your ship on a nearby comet, and it's going to be going near the sun, and it's gone. It's gone. Your ship burned up in the sun. It's gone. Yeah, that's my only avenue, because all these other ones just lead back into this chamber. I'm not seeing any other alternative spots. Okay, these two lead into that inner chamber. These two lead back here. Right? Yes. That's just a circle. This one is also a circle. So it's these two. Once again, I believe you have accurately surmised the situation. Well, surmising at the very least is something that I could maybe get a job for. Alright, how the fuck did I manage to get... How did I manage to navigate through that? Alright. Okay. Okay, here we go. This is the chamber that I found myself in when I... Oh, hello! That's new. I didn't see this earlier. Aha! In that case, where does this go? I think my scout's just now... Okay, that looks like the core. Okay. And I know that's the core. And yeah, there is absolutely no way that I'm going to be able to go into that, because if I do, I will die instantly, because it's like a barrier of ghost matter stuff. Okay, so from when I launched it down there, got kind of a sonic ice physics kind of level thing going on here. So this seems to be what I'm supposed to use to get to the core, I think, because like there's ghost matter on top and bottom, but I have no gravity, so I can at least use my jets. Then it goes into the ghost matter spot anyway, and then that's the core. That sounded very unsettling. Very unsettling. But yeah, that looks like that is the core. That is indeed the core of this. What's the sun's current state? It is not quite at red giant yet. Let me reassess things. Okay, so it's right and then left, and then it hugs the wall for a while. And it doesn't look like there's any spot for me to actually sit and refuel my jet stuff, like my propulsion. It doesn't even look like there's a... Oh no, that just loops it all the way back down there. So I'd end up back... Oh. So I'd end up falling through this hole again anyway. I kind of wonder why I'm not... But why am I not getting my log updated by just looking at this with my scout? Okay, those are the two Nomai. I have only 3 minutes of oxygen remaining. Do I just dive in? Because those two Nomai are dead. And this is, and I was right, this is actually just a full-on core of ghost matter. It's a big-ass rock of it. And there's my scout. I'm gonna drink a little water while I ponder this. And there's no... And I don't see any other entrance that I can use to get to that. So... I mean, unless there's something I missed, maybe it's... Maybe it has to do with this. Maybe going through the whole right, left, continue situation is how I get there. No, but that... No, because then that... No. Because then that loops my scout. Because that just spits my scout. Oh, wait, no, it doesn't. Does it? No, it okay, so it does spit my scout out in a different location. But that's still a ghost matter spot. Huh? Alright, you know what? Fuck it. I've got 60 seconds left. Yeah. That was to be expected. I have no clue how to get to the core. I have no clue how to get to the core. Like, every entrance seems like it's just ghost matter unless I somehow pull some, like, Tony Hawk meets ice skating maneuvers. I'm not sure what you're trying to do there, honestly. Do you think I knew? I didn't know either. I didn't know my solution either. I'm just being a little fella. I'm just being a little fella playing my little video games. And yeah, it looks like I was right about the interloper just being a big old rock of ghost matter. And I don't know what I can do there. What was the path you had to take as far as you know? So when I launch my scout into that little crevice, it does spit my scout out from a different location. And from what I saw on the camera, there were like 2 particularly strong spots of ghost matter gas that you'd have to navigate past. The problem is that even the spot in the ice that was safe also had ghost matter on its floor and ceiling. So there was no way for me in any capacity to navigate that unless I like hugged the wall or something. Which even then, like, I don't know how far away I could be. So what I imagine I would have had to have done was go left, then right, and then get spat out through a safer area to get to the core. But that's the issue, is that even the exits and entrances have ghost matter peppered on there, so I can't exactly figure out how to do that. It's a thing. It is definitely a thing to figure out. I think you should take another look at how that path goes, to be honest. I kind of want to check on the Ash Twin. I would also like to direct your attention to the top right when you're holding your scout launcher with the scout not launched. There's an option that I don't believe you've ever noticed. There isn't? Or there is? Like, I thought it was just, you know, you used right bumper to take pictures with the scout and then just move the pictures around. Where's the interloper? It's usually around Whitehall Station, right? Yeah, there it is. Yeah, it's right bumper to equip a scout, whether it's on your suit or on your ship. You can see and mark them. Oh, I know that. It's just for some reason when it came to marking certain things, my controller decides, nah, let's not allow you to mark it by clicking the left stick, even though we were letting you lock onto enemies with the left stick in other games. And it's only this one that it happens with. I don't understand why. It's only with this one. Like, I'll just start a new time loop, and I'll be just ready to be like, all right, time to start this time loop. We'll get to doing all the things and all the stuff, and get to these planets and check out their deals. And then I'll get onto, and then I'll like be ready to want to match velocity or something in case I want to be safe. And then suddenly it'll be like, oh no, your left stick isn't working, or not clicking in properly. You better plug it out, your controller out, and plug it back in. And I'm like, thanks. Thanks, game. All right. Let's give this another go. Alright, just gotta wait for it to get near the sun again. And I have to say, hearing ice melt above me as the comet was making its rounds to the sun again was really creepy sounding. It was like listening to, it was kind of like listening to an earthquake. The sound of the sun, yeah. Okay. Here we are. Wait. Are there any other pathways? No, they're not. Okay. And then my ship gets taken in from the gravity of the sun. And not burn up, but it does get launched away. Bye, ship. So yeah, coming here is essentially just like, you dedicate a whole part of the time loop to it. You dedicate your whole time loop to it. Alright, so I know the others aren't safe, so it's this one. Doing the skating across it, reminding me of the time when winter in Minnesota once got so bad that there was a dude that actually took out his ice skates and skated on a paved road because it was just so slick with ice. Or that one time a school bus had pretty much full-on Tokyo drifted. Okay. So it's right, left, right. Or it's right, left, and then it continues into a thing there. So what, if it doesn't have a gaseous thing to it, it's safe? Because that doesn't seem right to me. I mean, I could hug the walls, but I don't know if that's the right call to do. Well, I'm gonna drink more water. All this pondering is making me thirsty. Is the scout showing there's a hazard when it's going through there? I mean, no. try that again. So, oh. Wait, so that ghost matter's not hazardous? So going through that's not hazardous. Okay. Well, I got nothing to lose because I'm already here, so I've got plenty of fuel to keep me safe. Give me my maneuverability. So it was right and left. Fucking threaded. Needle threaded. Okay. Now what? Try and... That's hazardous. Okay, there. Oh, hello. You're one of the Nomai. Okay. Motivation. Sorry, I'm... all this nervousness. Stay hydrated, people. Okay. Okay, it looks like there's no gravity here, actually. And that crystal is safe. Okay. It's pretty looking. The spherical stone casing here seems to be the source of the energy readings. No, rather the source is what's within the stone. I'm detecting some form of exotic matter. The stone is muting our energy readings. It should be 10 times what we're seeing at least. Pi, I don't think we want this matter interacting with us. As far as I can tell, direct contact with it would almost certainly be fatal. I've never encountered anything like this casing, but it's all that's protecting us from what's inside. Worse still, this matter is disturbingly volatile. Pi, whatever the matter inside this stone casing is, it's more than just profoundly unstable. It's under tones of pressure. Look at this density scan. I've never seen anything this tightly compact before. What is this? It's more compact than an Amazon package. This is orders of magnitude worse than what I had imagined. If this stone were to rupture, the lethal matter within would rapidly expand, completely blanketing the star system almost instantaneously. And the pressure is still building as the comet approaches the star system. Return to the shuttle right now. The rest of our friends need to know they're in terrible danger. Leave your equipment and run. What are you doing, Pi? The more we know about this alien matter, the better our chances of survival. I will learn what I can. Go, warn the others. Maybe they can construct shelter somehow. Now, Poke. Okay. So, this is where ghost matter originates, just like I thought. Okay. Well, nothing to do now. I imagine that is indeed the end of the interloper. Finally. Yeah, it turns out your hypothesis was actually spot on. Awesome. Awesome possum. Hooray! I scienced correctly. I done did a science. All right. So ghost matter, as a note, the music track there is called Fate of the Nomai, so... Oh, so the Nomai were killed off because the ghost matter got into their spots, into their colonies. Oh boy. Ruptured core. I found the 2 missing members of the Nomai shuttle crew near a large ruptured stone that looked like it exploded from the inside. The Nomai traced the strange energy readings to a spherical stone casing filled with some sort of exotic matter. They determined the exotic matter was both lethal and under extreme pressure. If the stone were to rupture, the exotic matter within would rapidly expand, completely blanketing the solar system almost instantaneously. One of the Nomai stayed behind to examine the alien matter while the other rushed back to the surface to warn the rest of the Nomai. Alright. Hooray, that's the interloper taken care of. Sweet. Now, all we have is the vessel, the ash twin, and the quantum moon, and also the lake bed cave that I'm still trying to make heads or tails on. Like, maybe there's more than one cave system for that thing. I don't know. Because, yeah, there's the warp pad for Timber Hearth. Been at the warp pad for... Yeah. Maybe if I go to the high energy lab and bring a black hole... No. No, that won't work. Or will it? No, because then they'd have to be attuned. Right? I have an idea. I don't know if it'll work, but I have an idea. Alright, let's get to the high energy lab first and foremost. Alright, where's the gravity cannon? I know the shortcut. Gravity cannon, there it is. Here we are. Okay. So we go down this way. Hop across here. Ow. Yeah, those poor Nomai. They discovered ghost matter, and I guess at some point that core ruptured thanks to the erosion done by all of the ice and melting. Alright. Lights are on. Go through here. Make it through quickly. Oh wait, that's right. Forgot about this part. Having to wait for the sand. How are you all doing? I asked at the top of the stream, but I'll ask again. Hope you're all doing well. Things have been fine on my part. Had some delicious Indian food earlier today. Pretty much stuffed myself. It was so good. One of the things that my dad also ordered was like a bread basket that they have for their naan bread. And they had garlic naan, butter naan, and this sweet bread naan that, like, it was perfect as dessert because it wasn't too huge. And then I bit into it, and there was cardamom on naan bread, which was it was so good. Like, cardamom's one of my weaknesses as far as spices go. It's so good. Like, I don't know if you've ever had a baked a baked good, be it cookies or cakes or whatever that have cardamom for them, but they are it's a very good taste. It's a very good taste. Probably just as good, if not maybe better than cinnamon to me. So I got to have some good food today, which is always a plus. Always good to have good food. As for other things, I've been looking around at different games to get for stream. You know, as I said, my backlog library is going to get progressively smaller, and I do have demos I'd like to showcase on stream, but I'm still kind of figuring that part of it out. I had debated about Cyberpunk thanks to the Edge Runners anime, and also apparently the game's actually workable now. So I thought about that. And there are some other games I thought about, but I'm kind of on the fence with some of them. As a note, the music track, there's Fate of the Nomai. I already read that. But yeah, so far, things are fine. Just making sure I'm good with my schooling. Making sure my grades are at least on a passable level. Although I do have a very particularly project-heavy week. I've got an essay I need to write, a continuation of one project involving social media marketing. It's going to be project-heavy because midterms are going to be coming up soon, which is like, wow, where did that first half of the semester go? You know, like 1 minute I'm working as a summer tech assistant, the next suddenly college starts for me. What is time? You know? That's not the right direction. This is the right direction. But yeah, I will be graduating in the December, so hopefully I at least manage to pass in a good capacity. That's been my deal. Just making sure I'm doing all right in my schooling and getting prepped and planned for things to come. Some people say time is like a river flowing swift and sure in one direction, but I've seen the face of time and I can tell you they are wrong. Time is an ocean in a storm. Yeah. Like, for me, time is kind of like a fidgety little, for me, time's like a fidgety kind of, water fount. Like, it's I say it's more like a water fount because it's like, you know, or it's a water fountain like that's very unmaintained. Like, if you know the proper deal about it, then yeah, you'll be able to navigate it no problem and be able to work around it and get things moving properly, and you'll feel the flow of time not be too quick. But if you force it or something, I don't know. Me and my mod have talked about this before, about the prospect that time feels like it moves fast in certain times and not so fast in others because of, like, especially over the last 2 years with COVID, how it causes days to blend into each other. So it's like, it feels like 2021 in one instance, but then you turn your calendar and it's like, oh wait, it's 2022. You know? It's like that. Alright, so time to test my idea. So my idea is that I take this warp core over to the twin tower, like the Ash Twin project tower, and I sit in there with it in my hand, because that way the warp will still happen, because I'll have a black hole just available for it. Oh, my poor PC. Oh, wow, that's bad. I was like, what is that? Sorry, I was like, what is that noise? Did it suddenly start raining? No, my PC kind of going a little loud. Ooh. Poor beast. It'll get its break. I usually turn my PC off. I usually turn my PC off after stream to give it a little time. Hey, make sure the magic smoke stays inside. Right. Yeah, no worries. I make sure my PC's not like, you know, huffing out or anything. It's just I heard it being particularly loud. I swear, when you're not hydrated, certain words just don't come out sounding right, you know? Yeah, my PC's kind of due for maybe a bit of dusting. I might need to get some pressurized air to sort of puff things out a little bit, as it were. And the other thing is that I've for games that I think about streaming, I think I might want to also get some games on console that some would probably say, nah, get them on PC instead. Like, if I were to get Cyberpunk, I'd probably get the PS5 version. Not out of any sense of like, oh, you know, that's not to say that I probably wouldn't get the PC version if I had the choice, but part of the reason why I have multiple consoles the way I do is because of the prospect of like, all right, I'd like to, you know, I'd like to keep an eye out on sales as well, like which games are going to be on sale on which platform, you know? Also, that didn't work either. What works here? What am I supposed to... No! No, too far! God damn it. So that doesn't work. I thought if I had this in my hand, even if the sand would drag me up, at least I would be attuned, I guess. But I suppose that's not the case. Damn it! Why does it even let you carry these if you can't do anything with them? You think they'd put those closer where they'd be used, huh? I mean, I don't know if they're meant to... I don't know where they're meant to be used, but I can say for certain that apparently it's not here. That's so dumb. Like, why give you the... Because that feels like it's... That feels like a thing that should be it, right? That feels like... That does seem correct. Yeah! Like... It's not the attuned one, probably, which might be the reason why it didn't work, but... God damn it. Yeah, I got nothing. So that idea didn't work. Um... And I don't have a and I don't think I could grab a gravity crystal or something that can keep me on the floor, right? Because all gravity crystals I've seen that, you know, affect you are ones that are already planted. And there's none on there, because it's like, why would you need a gravity crystal? Do I wait until it's passed over already or something? Because it worked with here, and it worked on the sun station specifically because the roofs weren't broken. So how do I make sure the roofs aren't broken? Do I like... And obviously using my jets to... You already know how to figure out exactly when the warp happens, at least. Right. But even that margin for error that the Nomai say to account for, that doesn't help my case either, because it's like the sand is so huge and all-encompassing that by the time that the margin of error comes by, I'm already being lifted off the ground. So, I'm stumped. I'm actually stumped. I don't know what I'm supposed to be expecting here. I mean, at least my ship's nearby, so I don't have to worry about oxygen and fuel. And we've got a Nomai with their lunch leftovers just kind of sitting there. And as I said, when I've seen the Ash Twin project on the inside from projection stones, I saw that there's a third statue that's activated. So somebody has a statue attuned to them. So whoever that statue is attuned to is the one that's causing the probe to launch. And yeah. So I imagine I'll meet the person who has that probe. Maybe if I propulsion myself into the ground, like, just before the sand column reaches me? Or something? Where's the closest you can be to the pad without getting sucked up? Like, the corners, probably? But I don't know the range of this thing. Like, does it encompass this whole square, or is it just near the core that I need to be? I also need to keep in mind the cacti. Like, I probably don't have to be standing on the core. Like, maybe these are the indications of, like, hey, be within this area of the thing so that you can be warped. But that still doesn't fucking work. And I doubt going underneath the tower will help either, because there's no underneath the tower at all. I mean, technically there is, but that's probably too far from the warp core to even work anyway. Maybe. Is it? Would that work? No, no. No, I don't think that would work. Would it? Like, I sit below the tower, like, right here, and then it warps me by being at least within a bubble of it, not a plain square? Where's Ember Twin right now? There's still some sand left. Alright, I'm gonna try the below method. And if that doesn't work, then I'm just gonna meditate and restart the loop, because I have no clue at all. Let's see, so the tower is about there-ish. It's about here, I think. All right, let's try it. Okay, so it doesn't work like that. So, yeah, turns out having a roof over your head on that actually affects it. It was an interesting idea. Well, I appreciate I appreciate the pat on the back of the pat on the back there, but yeah, I have no clue. None. Sun's gonna explode soon anyway, since that's usually the indicator of when the sun is gonna get to it. So, yeah, that's gonna be enough for me. As I said, wanted to do a shorter stream since I've got school tomorrow. Yeah, I've got no clue. None. But, you know what? At the very least, we got the interloper done. Which, you know what? That's fine. That's progress. I got something. I got a part of the rumor board finished. So that's something. So, yeah, that's going to be it for me for tonight. So, hopefully you all enjoyed the stream. Sorry for being kind of frustrated. It's just, I'm legitimately stumped with what the game is asking me to try and do with that particular part, as well as the quantum cave part, because the lake bed cave thing is like, I got to it. You know, you'd figure that once I get to it, but there's nothing left to explore, quote unquote. So, I don't know. Like, I do enjoy this game, but it's frustrating me to some extent. I will admit, it's being a little too obtuse, I feel, and I understand that that's gonna be that probably says a little too. Like, I understand that that's not exactly the best thing to really state, but I mean, you guys are seeing what I'm going through, right? I have all the pieces, but I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be enacting here. Like, what's the or I know what is being asked of me. I'm supposed to warp to Ash Twin Project using the tower, but with the sand and the roof broken, I can't do anything about it. So it's just like, Anyway, it's like for the lake bed cave, Calais' disappearance. I tried that, actually. So Thor, I did try that. I hopped on top of the shard and and looked away from the shard so that it wasn't within eyesight. Had my scout be the one that also disappeared, that had it blink out of sight by rotating the camera around, and I was still sitting there in the lake bed cave. So, yeah, I don't know what I'm missing there either. So, I feel like I have all these parts to an equation, but for some reason, I'm like missing a hidden, like, fine print multiplication or division sign that's giving me a wrong answer. But maybe I'll find the right answer next time, and I hope you all be willing to join me again for that. For the next stream, I'll make sure to let you all know on Twitter when I get to that, and yeah, take care of yourselves, everybody. Stay safe, you know, keep washing your hands and everything, and yeah, hope to see you all in the next stream. So yeah, take care, everybody. Bye.